Hello and welcome to John and James Live. My name is John Hastings with my co-host, Mr. James CeeLo. And then we've got the Maka Twins, John and James. Welcome. How are you today?
Good. How are you?
Yeah,
We're good.
Thank you very much.
This is going to be super confusing, though, isn't it? How are we gonna manage this, lads?
Yeah, which one is John? Which one's James?
James, John.
Okay, that's good. You're on James's side. That's perfect. So I saw you when you cleaned a staircase for Simon Squibb. That's the first time I saw you guys out there.
Yeah.
Because I also know Simon Squibb, so I did some design work for him as well for his book launch, and that's where I caught my eye on what you guys were doing. Is that when you first started your social media journey, or was you already well on your way before that?
It's a bit of interesting. So when we cleaned the staircase, I would probably say we'd already started social media.
We already did.
Yeah, like 3 months ago before, because it was very, very early on. And yeah, so it was very, very early on. That's when we then cleaned the staircase. Yeah, and then it's actually kind of funny. Simon basically told us to was giving us advice like before we started, like post on social media, and that was it. And we were like, post on social media. I wasn't really sure about it, but then we said, why not? We have nothing to lose, and then we just did it.
Yeah, so that's amazing. Because I know one of you went to Bournemouth, one of you went to Portsmouth. Was that
Bournemouth? Portsmouth.
Yeah.
Portsmouth University, because James is in my brother lives in Bournemouth and James lives in Portsmouth at the moment. But what made you go to different universities? Was it an identity thing of trying to sort of stand on your own?
Yeah, it was a bit of that, to be fair. We just wanted to see who we were without each other. Like, are we who we are because of we're twins and because we're together? And we quickly realized, probably in the first month, we were like, nah, it's just who we are naturally. And sometimes we would forget that we're twins, and we'd be like, oh yeah, I have a twin. And then we'll tell people, like, you're lying. We'd be like, why would I lie about being a twin? I didn't get that. So yeah, so then I would have to FaceTime him and prove that I am a twin. Yeah. Or we are a twin.
Yeah. Wow. And you guys grew up in London, is that right?
Yes. Yeah, I grew up in London.
Yeah, and I heard about you had quite a challenging upbringing, because I'm from London as well, definitely from the council estates of Clapham. I know how difficult it can be when you're shifting from house to house. But you had a time, was it when you was homeless for a bit? Is that right?
Yeah. We were homeless from 15 with our family. So it was a tough period. It was definitely the hardest period that we've ever been, and I would say that was rock bottom for us. So we slept like underneath a police station, underneath stairwells, on a sofa, and then after those, like where we would sleep, we'll go to school literally the next day. So it was a unique experience moving from house to house. Yeah, but I think it showed us, and made us grow up really quickly. So we didn't have a choice. So realistically, I always tell people I'm like 10, 15 years older than I actually am. So,
yeah, because the vibe I get from you guys, you just look like you're happy. All the guys I know from my estate, the ones that were like not so good backgrounds, always seem buoyant. All the rich guys that I knew that went to college with, they always seem depressed. And I'm like, what's going on? You guys seem like you've got some. Do you think you built some strength there from the hardship, the challenge?
Yeah, definitely we did. But I think it's always been us, like who we are. We've always smiled. So regardless of any situation, regardless of whatever we go through, we'll always continue smiling. And that's the key. If we can make somebody else happy, then that always like makes us happy. When people say you're just your vibe, your energy, and your smiling just brings a smile to my face, I was like, and that means our job is done.
Like we've been through too much hardship not to smile. And I feel like for us, it's like smiling is not like what's on my face, is like being grateful for what's in our heart and where we've been able to do. So it's like for us, it was like we always knew that would always be the toughest period that we went through as individuals and as a family. So like now it's like anything else. That's why like business doesn't compare to it.
Yeah.
And I tell people that I was like, business was probably the easiest decision that we could have made. So
yeah, I think we see that time and time again, don't we? When you've been through something like that, when you've been through adversity, it kind of puts things into perspective, doesn't it? I mean, I know people that have had sort of near-death experiences and their lives have been totally transformed, and everything just pales into insignificance in respect to that. So it's stuff that it's all proportional, isn't it? At the end of the day, it's like people can get anxiety around stuff. They can worry about the little things. But once you've been through something like that, it just doesn't matter anymore. You know, if you can get through that, we can get through anything. And business, I guess, is a bit like that, isn't it? Really, it kind of reflects life and the decisions you make. You just, whereas some people might go, oh, I'm really worried how that might come across. But maybe you guys are thinking, well, let's just do it and figure it out as we go, because what's the worst that can happen, right?
Yeah, that's exactly it. That's what led us to make so when we had just finished university, we had 3 options: grad job, masters, and starting a business. We knew the easiest option was starting a business, but we said, you know what, let's take a gamble on ourselves for 1 year. And then that was the best thing we ever did.
And during that, how old was you when you started that business then? Was you like 24 or something like that?
I'm 24 now.
24 now.
So we started
22. Wow, when you first started.
Wow.
And why did you choose cleaning as the first port of call? Or was there other ideas on the table when you was thinking about starting a business?
Nah, we didn't have other ideas. Actually, the cleaning company was the second version. It was like we like to call Maka Group, what everyone sees today is version 2 of what it really was. Originally, it was an online business. Actually, it had nothing to do with cleaning, so just selling online products. And then he was going to bed one day, and then he got this. So we're big believers in God, so he got the idea of cleaning company. I was like, oh, like it doesn't really make any sense. So it's a cleaning company, and then we went with the idea. Like I was so excited that I dreamt about the cleaning company, but not like nowhere near to what it is today. Just dreamt about having a cleaning company. And we always said that we always wanted to start a company, we just didn't know what. And people always telling us you're quite good at cleaning. I didn't know we were good at cleaning until we went to uni. And then after that, so we did it. It was for students originally. We realized students didn't care. Then we moved to residential, realized that legally you don't have to have it. Or no, cleaning, it's a luxury, it's not a necessity. And then that's we landed into the commercial space and office space.
So so that's now what we do. We're a cleaning company that specializes in cleaning offices.
So how did you start then? What did you say day one? Right, I'm starting a company. Okay, what do I do now?
Walk us through
I buy some cloths? Do I do a website? Do I do posters? What are you doing? What how does it start? Are you calling your friends?
The first thing we ever did actually was to create the website.
It wasn't the website.
Was it not?
Remember, it was us breaking down what we wanted to do before we created.
I even forgot about that.
So that's one.
Come
A
on,
long
John.
time ago,
Come on,
guys.
It was a long time ago. Actually, it was like 3 years ago.
So then the first time I remember it was when we started creating the website. That was when I then realized. No, actually, the first step we ever took was buying the uniforms, the first version of these jumpers that people see. So that was the first step.
So you came up with a name. That was what gave it the energy. You thought, okay, you had a name. This feels like a real business now, right? We need a website.
Yeah.
So you still got no clients?
No clients. Like, but
Okay.
thing is, before we even got the jumper, we were probably working on it behind the scenes for about a year. So trying to get as much knowledge as that. So if we don't count that, then we did like analyze
research. You did like market research.
Yeah, I wouldn't say really market research is what we wanted to get out of the cleaning industry.
Yeah.
And then after that, when we bought these jumpers, we had no clients. I remember we started the company with like less than about less than £400.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was the jumpers. We literally had no clients. We said, you know what, we're gonna make it. And we just found a way. And
Yeah.
Here we are today.
So how did you land your first client? What happened?
Ooh,
What did you do? Was it through the website? Was it word of mouth? What was the aim?
It was through our content.
It was through our content actually, but also it was through our content. So originally, as we said, the cleaning company was a cleaning company just for students. So we then played some games. Some games. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, and then we said the winner receives a free kitchen clean. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. Yeah. I think it was a free kitchen clean, and then that's how we got into the first one. They never ever used our service ever again, not because we didn't do a bad job. I don't know why.
No, they just didn't. Remember, our first paying client was a student. Because after the free one, it was a free one, so we can get into a student accommodation, and then from that student accommodation, we got first paid client.
Yeah.
Big up Bailey. That's his name, I think.
Bailey. I'm pretty sure it's Bailey. Yeah. Bailey
nice.
Believed in it.
And then the ball's rolling. And at that point, are you thinking, are you into social media? Are you social media guys? I can tell, John, you're the kind of guy who likes to take a selfie. Is that right?
No. We're so, like, I always say this, we're the most antisocial but social people online.
Yeah.
It's like the perfect examples. I think it was in our first year. So one of our first commercial client invited us to a dinner that they were doing. And then they were like, "Oh, you guys not going to take photos?" We were like, "Oh yeah, we need to
like
take
whenever
photos."
we go to any of these places,
we just live in the moment.
It's the team or the people around us like get a photo.
The moment.
That's just who we are.
Yeah, that's who we are. Yeah. So like social media and like our personal, it's two different things. Like in terms of
And then how did it lead on to then growing this media sort of empire that you've got going on at the moment? Where did that ball start rolling? Did you think, oh, Kardashians, they're doing well, I need to get out there, I need to be on social media?
No, it was actually pretty easy. So we always said that as a cleaning company, we always knew that content was going to be the heartbeat of our company. We always knew that from the very beginning. So it was then.
How did you know that, guys?
We just knew it because we asked ourselves.
Because they're 24 years old, John. That's why. It's in their DNA, mate.
It's in your DNA to do that.
And then, but the thing what surprised a lot of people is that we didn't know how to post an Instagram. We didn't know how to do a story. We didn't know how to do a reel. We didn't know how to do none of those. Because in our personal life, we don't do those. We just, as we said, live in the moment. So we knew with the cleaning company, we couldn't compete on money, price, budget, resources. So we said, but what can we compete on? Creativity. And we said most cleaning companies don't have a presence online.
And they had like 10K. So I was like, 10K? Oh my days, we can get 10K. I was like, and that was 10K on Insta. I think the most I saw was $500,000. The average was about less than 10K at most. So I was like, 10K, we can easily do that. So for us, it was just figuring out what we were doing. So we were creating those student content and then just realizing it wasn't working. The reason why it wasn't working is because we weren't showing our personality. So we weren't bringing like what you see today to our videos. So what we always used to see was in front of a house, there was always like dirt and it was like stuff. I was like, wait. So, and we kept walking past it like almost every day. And we said, cleaning company, dirty places, social media. Gosh, I think we're on
perfect.
So, and that's literally how we did it. So when we did it, we recorded the first one, which was in front of a house. The second one was in an alleyway. And the third one was behind like a club
where they had lots of like piles up of rubbish. And in that moment when I don't know why it never crossed our mind that we were helping the community. So when people said we were helping the community, we were like helping to us, it just made the most logical sense. That's what to us it made.
To make a nice environment. That's true. Because
it makes perfect sense.
Because it's nice where you live, isn't it? James out in Southampton, which is beautiful, but some of in London is not the best, is it? It really does need a.
You
bit
say
of a
that.
cleanup.
This is very middle class thing to say, and I'm in my 50s, but my wife and I took our cockapoo for a walk the other day up the lane, and we came back with a shopping bag full of crap. I mean, there was like crisp packets, bottles,
Wow.
There was half like a number plate that had just picked up off the side of the road, and that was probably, I reckon, was about 100 meters, and literally a full bag of rubbish. So hats off to you boys. It's
you guys are sort of inspiring a generation, aren't you, of maybe people your age that are feeling a bit disillusioned with the world, feeling like everything's doom and gloom, everybody's losing jobs. I see you guys smile on your face, and you're doing something which I like. I know now it's not just you guys cleaning, you've built a company, but you're actually inspiring a younger generation to just get out there and just try and make something happen. What's the feedback been like from people online since you've been putting yourself out there?
You know, I think it went through, like, I like to call it 3 stages. So the first stage was like, oh my gosh, thank you. Like, we appreciate what you do. Love it. So with that was great. But then we realized that one is only us two, and there's only so much we can do. And we knew that it needed to be bigger than us two. So the one thing that we had to decide to do was, how do we encourage people to take part and make it look cool, engaging, and fun? So like, how do we make cleaning be a cool thing? So we, at the beginning of last year, people loved us enough, but not enough to help us clean or wanted to do something about it. So it was like, how can we get fun? So throughout the year, we were working on it. Now people approach us and they're like, oh my gosh, where are we cleaning? And when we say, do you want to help us clean, it's an immediate yes. Like, they don't even have to think about it. And that's the way we've been making it cool. And then where it is currently is that people are starstruck. It's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm meeting you. I never thought my whole life I would ever meet you. Like, and then there's just shocked.
That must be strange, eh?
So like, they're so shocked because we're going around our like daily lives or wherever we go. It's like, oh my gosh, what are you doing in this area? I think I'm living my daily life, you know? Like, so it's like, for them, it's just, it's very, very, you get used to it, but you don't get used to it.
And
does it
what
feel
do
like a social contract that, because you go around and you do this cleaning, like that house, like the alleyway, like the other stuff that you've done, that people see you doing this kind of stuff, they feel almost obliged to help you as a result, that you've been putting yourself out there. You've done this for free. You've been out in the community doing stuff. Do you think people feel like compelled to give you something in return? It's that whole kind of energy exchange, isn't it? They see you doing stuff like that and they feel like, it feels like we owe them something. Is that kind of how it feels to you guys?
Sort of. Some, like, it's just a little bit, but I think it's just compelled about our energy and the way we do it. I think that's and because, so like, we call it edutained. So you're educated while you're educated. You're entertained while you're educated. So because we've done it that way, people, like, when we ask them to help us clean, they don't see it as a chore. They just see, oh, this is fun. They've come, because we would never, like, we wouldn't just always come ask people like just to help us clean. There will always be a creative spin to it, because that's how it makes it fun for us to continue to do it. And that's who we are. So then that's why it's one of those things that we've been able to encourage more adults, kids, and we've been able to encourage like a wide range. So it's not, some of them do it because they feel like they owe us something, but most of the time it's just, they just do it for the love of the game.
And what's that word? I think one thing I've been very proud of is the fact that we've got random people to clean bins, public bins. I'm thinking that's crazy.
I mean, that is an achievement in itself, isn't it?
Nice. It's nice people take care of their environment, isn't it? No, it's amazing. And in terms of business wise, guys, there's people say, oh, few views don't pay bills. What has it been like transferring this attention into an actual business? Is it, you know, are people looking at you thinking, oh my God, these must be like billionaire cleaners now? Or is there more to it than what you see on the surface?
There's a lot more than people see on the surface, just because, like, I think what most people don't realize is there's like, in terms of the planning, like, it takes, most of the time we are actually planning on the way we want it to look. But to answer your question, we said it, and what it does is build the trust.
Yeah.
That's what it's done for us. So because now they feel like they know us on the internet. So whenever we go to our clients, they're like, wait, I feel like I've seen you before. And then when they realize that energy is matched with exactly what they see online and in real life, that level of trust is like, I trust these guys. And that's what it is. And we always say that to ourselves and to the clients, is like, we can't afford to do a bad job because our reputation is on the line. For us, it's even easier for you to badmouth our company because you just have to go, hey guys, bang, post it on the internet. And that's it.
You're right. You're right.
It's that accountability piece, isn't it?
Exactly.
That's I hadn't even thought of that, but that's
sort of a risk as well, isn't it? I guess it's a risk and reward situation.
But it's also that you guys are turning up online on a regular basis. So there's that trust build that these guys, you know, you're not just kind of there one week and gone the next. You've got to keep coming back. You've got to keep putting that content out, because as soon as you stop, they're like, what happened to the Maka brothers?
And
this is like my staple thing that I love watching those videos. They're always happy, always smiling, make me feel good when everything else is a bit shit. And these guys are kind of doing their thing, you know. But as soon as you guys stop, it's game over, right?
Is there pressure there, guys, to keep going, or
no? There's no actual pressure.
No, there's no pressure. But quickly to go back to what you were saying was that the social media pay the bills. Like, I feel like people that they go around social, their approach to social media is wrong. It's that they try to monetize first before like the content. I was like, no, that's exactly why. One, you won't do well. Two, it won't succeed because you're only in it for the money. So for us, how we did it was we first said, let's create some great content. So once we achieved that, so we went through a stage, was like, okay, we did that, and then it was like, let's create some great content. Then how do we become great entertainers? How do we become great storytellers? How do we do this? How do we do that? And from that, we were able to monetize from it, or we're able to receive the benefits or the reward, or however way you want to structure it to what it is. And I feel like with a lot of people, they just do it to make money. But if you do it to create great content, you will make money. Because like for us, it was like, I remember when we were speaking to some of our team, and we was like, oh, we want brands to sponsor what we do. This was like maybe early 2024. Early 2024 was like, we wanted brands to sponsor what we did. And he was like, no, it was late 2023. He was like, forget that. He was like, do you trust me? He was like, yeah. He says, continue to create great content, and the brands will come and they will flow. And when they flow, and then they'll sponsor it, do it, and then they would care as much as you do. And he was correct. So that's like my advice is like, don't create content for you to monetize from it. Create content to learn how to be a great storyteller and a great entertainer.
And it's one of those things that sometimes there is a direct correlation in making money from social, so from the brand deals, from the app itself. But then there's sometimes what it is like what we realized, it's the bigger picture, it's the networks of people that haven't seen us, and that's how we've been able to get into certain rooms and certain opportunities just because of what we do. So like, it has benefited us. That's why, like, if you just look at it from a money aspect, some people may say, okay, I hear what you're saying, but I might not see what you're saying. But if you look at it from an overall point of view, it's benefited us in incredible ways.
And when we meet people, it's like, it's something to talk about. It's because it's quite different. You know, so it's like, oh my days, I've not seen this before. This is quite interesting. So that's how it is for us. Is beyond monetizing it from it. Is actually building that trust. People, they know us.
No, I think you're absolutely right. I think
what's the vision then, guys, on that for the Maka Group? What's the goal to on socials, on business? Are you looking to be? We want to hit the 1 million mark, and then have a really substantial UK business, so Maka services all over the UK. Is that what the dream is?
So there's two parts to the dream. I'll answer one, James. I'll answer it from the commercial. So the commercial is actually quite simple. It's because obviously we specialize in cleaning offices. So we said, when you think of office cleaning, you want to think of Maka Group. That's what we're trying to do. And the whole goal on why we do everything that we do is to change the perception on the way people look at cleaners in the cleaning industry. So we want to change that and actively disrupt it to the point where it's like even to the clothes where what our operatives wear. So that's even to the detail that we think about, because we've heard some people say that they're like a perfect example. We were speaking to someone last week. She said, when I was wearing my cleaning uniform, there was this particular woman that wouldn't treat me with respect. But the moment I took it off, it was like, wow. She'd be like, hi, and all of those kind of things. So we asked ourselves is how can we actively disrupt the cleaning industry, make cleaning fun? And that's it. That's the goal for the cleaning company.
And with socials, is that towards the end of last year, we were just thinking, it was like, we want to help more people. No, actually, we was thinking about how can we amplify what we do. Yeah. We asked ourselves for a couple of months, it was like, I don't really know. So when we were speaking to more people, speaking to the team, and then they asked us, what do we want? I was like, I'm not really too sure, but I was like, I want to help people. So like, I want to continue to help people. And then we realized that, whoa, there's so many people to help beyond cleaners, the cleaning industry. So it was like, why don't we help like anyone? So we call it like the unsung heroes. So those people who go unnoticed, those people, like, for example, if someone makes, I don't know, someone like you said, in their free time, they go around every Saturday, they pick up litter, not pick up litter, they do something for the community, and then they don't really get like sang praises to, or they do, but we just want to highlight those type of people, whether it's teachers, anyone could be an unsung hero. So the plan is like, for example, be a crazy idea of like, hey, to that person, or we go out in public and say, hey, we're going to go on holiday somewhere, right? And it was like, if you're a teacher, come approach us. And if you haven't been on holiday in the last 2 years, let's have a conversation. And they'll come to us, we'll have a conversation. It was like, hey, crazy idea. We're going to holiday in the next, whenever it fits all our schedule, would you like to come with us? And it was like, for example, let's say it's, let's say Morocco. We go to Morocco, and then it was like, we're having a great time. And when we do that, we get to learn about them, why they do what they do, their story. And then they'll say, I was like, oh, I usually like struggle with this, or something's happening. It was like, oh, okay. And then we asked ourselves, what can we do to fund it, or to do something? It was like, can we connect them with someone just to make that journey easier? It's like, that's the whole point of it, is to help people while having fun. So,
I like that.
We naturally do it offline. So we're very helpful people offline. So we said, well, what if we just did it online and just did help people and did cool things? Like the best people we use, example that we tell people, it's MD Motivator, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast gives back to people, but in the most coolest and most unique way ever. And MD Motivator, he just gives back to people. So those are the two blueprints that we use to like give back and and have fun with it.
Do you think there's any cynicism around that, guys? You're talking about Mr. Beast and MD. Is like, are people getting wise to it? They sort of in the back of their heads thinking, is this genuine? Is this real? Or is it just a kind of gimmick? What's the, I don't know what the general perception is out there.
No, I think it's genuine. I think obviously, I think they make mistakes. So, but then at the end of the day, like I'll give you generally the most perfect example. Like for us, there was a point where I remember in 2020, I think it was 2024. Yes. A woman asked us, oh, can you come and clean somewhere for me? And was like, I don't have the money. But like, yeah, no worries, we can. So we did it. And we did it from the kindness of the heart, cleaned it, transformed it. And then we put it on the internet. And then people was like, oh my gosh, why are you doing this? Why did you record? Why are you helping them? You're taking advantage of the person. So we then realized in this game,
it's a lose-lose.
It's a lose-lose. You can't fight it. They're fighting that. They're not really fighting you, they're fighting themselves. Like, even some of the stuff that we cleaned the school playground. People was like, why are you cleaning it? Just leave it dirty. Why are you disrupting it? Why are you the dirt is part of it? I'm thinking, and that's when I realized no matter what we've done, like even the stuff we've done, why do you have to record it? Why can't you just do it? And then what people don't understand is we do a lot behind camera. It's just off camera. So you'll just see what we just decide to post. So regardless of what it is, people are always going to talk about. I think how you see it is you look at the individual and then seeing it
like thing. I was like, I see it as like, for example, Mr. Beast, right? He's doing something that most people aren't.
Yeah.
So it was like giving opportunities to people that never would have had those opportunities. He's changed people's lives. However, people see that is the actual fact. And the same thing with MD Motivator. So a little bit about MD Motivator. He will go up to the street, go around and will say, hey, could you help me? And whoever helps him and says yes to you, he would like give them something. So sometimes it's the one I've seen is a car, it's money, it's like an experience. Like it varies, but for him is like he rewards, because he wants to show people that what you want to do is help, but help not in terms of reward, but just show that there are good people out there. So that is in essence what we want to do. So we realize that no matter what, even if we were to do 20 of those, people say, why do you need to record it? Well,
There'll always be some haters out there.
It's always, it's always
guys, first of all, what do you think about the whole AI thing? I'm envisioning this massive army of Maka robots. Is that going to be the next step?
Like, no, because we were having, it's funny, we were having this conversation with someone yesterday about it, and it was like the whole AI and robots can, so like we'll use currently, like they have robots that like do the floors, but they can't get the crevices. That's the only like, and I don't think robots will ever be able to do that. So like the crevice of a corner, that's what.
So whether it was AI generated or not, but there was one of a robot loading a dishwasher the other day, and it was like picking up glasses and putting them into a dishwasher, and then closing the dishwasher up. So again, whether that was AI generated, whether that was absolutely real, but we are close.
I can see you two guys heading up some big robotics company.
Do you know what is? I think the goal is that we said to ourselves is that we want to carry on helping people, and then in terms of cleaning places nobody else is to clean, we want it to be like we'll start for now in the UK, continues like where it's like we have a bunch of people who do it, and we do it, we support them to do it, and they literally when they do it, I lost my train of thought. So the whole point of it is that we want to get all these people together in these different areas of the UK, and that there is no more places for us to clean, and then our job's done. Then I was like, okay, cool, let's go to a different country. So that's the aim.
So that would be the robotics version, but it would just be humans.
It would just be humans. So it was like
maybe in the future, robotics.
I don't know.
Who knows? Who knows?
So
where can people?
Well, listen, before we wrap up, we can't not talk about British Airways and meeting Keir Starmer. How did that come about?
Okay, so British Airways. Okay, we can tell you. British. Okay, fine.
Yeah. So we went on BBC News, and then so they asked us actually off camera. Was like, no, we were just having a conversation with them. It was like, oh, we have a cleaning bucket list. They said, out of your cleaning bucket list, what is like the top ones you want to do? So I pick it to 2 or 3. So it was like, so when we had the conversation, I was like, oh yeah, they asked us. And I was like, yeah, like we have a cleaning bucket list, and what we want to do is clean a Formula 1 car and clean an airplane. And when we cleaned an airplane, so they said, hey, would you like to clean a British Airways plane? I was like, yeah, why not? And when they told us, they didn't tell us what plane we were cleaning until we were right at the tarmac. I was like, yeah, you could be cleaning one of these small planes. And I thought maybe they're going to get us to do a small section. No. They did.
It was huge, wasn't it?
It was a huge plane. So honestly, it was till today one of the coolest things I've ever done. So
we were smiling from teeth to teeth. Like I'm pretty sure they've never seen you guys so happy. And then with the meeting the Prime Minister, it was this point at this specific time we're just doing voiceovers for the videos, and then we receive an email, and it was from 10 Downing Street. It was like 10 Downing Street. Like, okay, we're not sure like if this is real or not. So we do that research and found okay, this is a real person, it's a real email. And then we jumped on a call with them, and then basically they said, we love the things that you've been doing, been watching it for a while. We'd like to invite you guys to 10 Downing Street to then like speak to the Prime Minister about all of the things that you've been doing and taking pride in the community. And that was it. And that's how
amazing.
Pretty much happened. Yeah. So then reached out to us. And this is why when you talked about hate earlier, it was one of those things is like people said that like we reached out to them. I said, I don't think they understand that's how it doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
It's like they were saying like we were receiving so much hate, not even like, we're just receiving hate. People was like,
politics is very touchy subjects, isn't it?
Politics, we knew that was coming. Yeah. And then there was just some hate that just didn't make sense. Like we were so confused. Like it was like, I think it was like, this is why I think they were saying something about like I'll give an example, like this is why black people go backwards, they go to these high places and then they record it. And the whole point of us was to do what we do and then record.
They don't know how to compose themselves, but that person was the intro that we do, jumping James and Andrew, but I was like, if you knew what we do, that's literally normal.
Yeah, so
it's normal. Out of the millions of people online, even if it's 1% that are a bit cuckoo, they're gonna come out the woodwork, aren't they? But you guys are doing great stuff. And what would you give like the youngsters of today, people your age, or even people in a career transition that are older? What piece of sort of mental advice would you give, and a piece of business advice would you give from your experience? Because you obviously, mentally, you seem like you're energized and sort of you've got a lot of agency about you.
That's a good question. I think mentally, I think it's this is what most people don't even realize. We believed that this was going to work well before anyone saw it. So it's like, first thing I would always say is believe it. And we always just ask yourself truly, what is the worst thing that can happen? And we said, oh, I failed. Oh no, that's not the end of the world. It's like, then it's like learning from it. And I think that's the key. Like, and people, I don't know why people think we don't fail. I said, we always told them we fail a lot more than we win. But when we win, okay, we win well. But it's like we still fail. There's many things that we're trying and it isn't working, whether commercially, whether for the content and all of those kind of things. But and I just say just do it.
I think mine in terms of mentally would be like, a lot of people when they're starting, they're making that transition, is like they look at those around them. I would be like, whether people support, they don't support, whether friends, whether family, whether it's your spouse, whether it's your children, it doesn't matter. If they don't support, that's fine. If you believe in what you're going to do and it's going to work, because what you're trying to achieve is bigger than those bigger than those people. So I was like, try to stop thinking limited belief and small-minded, because the people around you with your circle are a very small fraction of let's say even London or wherever you live. So like if you go beyond that, and so don't be scared of them. I think my business advice would be provide value. The moment you provide value, everything comes. Once you provide value and learn to build good relationships in business, because relationship building and value, it's like it goes hand in hand. That is what keeps contract. That's what keep clients. Value is what makes them seem, is what value is what a client or people see to what you're bringing to them, if that makes sense. Yeah, that's it.
Good advice. Good advice, guys.
Great advice. Really good advice.
Yeah, you've got 300,000 nearly on TikTok at present. There's about 150 on Instagram, which is quite a bit. You got tens of thousands on Facebook, and now you're entering the LinkedIn journey. Is this the beginning of your LinkedIn content now?
Yeah, it's the beginning. I think another thing as well is people been telling us, like, all these videos that you're putting on social, why don't you just put them on LinkedIn? I was like, you've got a point. You've got a great point. So I think that's the next step as well, like putting those videos on there.
I made a LinkedIn post. It was like, I think last year, what John and I were scared was because when we finished uni, we didn't get a job, so we went straight into the business. So we've never experienced a corporate role. So when we went on LinkedIn and we're meeting some of these clients, I'm starting to get a gist of the corporate, and I started to realize, we're starting to conform ourselves to the corporate role rather than. And then I realized that we didn't like it, and I was like, but why are we being apologetic for being ourselves? So towards the end of last year, we said that stops then. So that's why everything to do on LinkedIn is about showing who we are. That's like showing myself, showing what the company is about. Like I'm not feeling bad for doing it. So I'm feeling proud because we were speaking to someone. Someone says, you're not like every other cleaning company. You are different. So why not portray that to the corporate?
Yeah.
So it's a crowded marketplace, lads. You know, at the end of the day, you've got to do something that's going to make you stand out. And I think, people do get a bit weirded out with the platforms that LinkedIn's supposed to be just purely for business. And then you get comments on there that say, this isn't Facebook, this isn't Instagram, blah, 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 blah. But at the end of the day, it's about that story. It's human connection.
That's it.
And why would I choose you over somebody else? It's like, well, what makes you different? And if everything's vanilla, if everything is just exactly the same, you're going to blend in. So I guess if there is any advice, I would say I wouldn't change your messaging just because it's LinkedIn. Because the same people are on TikTok, the same people are on Instagram, the same people are on Facebook, are also on LinkedIn.
That's true.
So it should be exactly the same. It should be uniquely you, and don't change that for just because it's a different platform. And I think going back to your point on not being familiar with corporate speak and what that looks like gives you a unique perspective as well, because you're not then governed by those fears or, social niceties, or that you are just coming in as you, and people will go, this is a breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
And again, you're not going to blend in. You are entirely unique in that respect. It's very much along the lines of Airbnb, not having had previous experience in hotels. They just came in and disrupted the market. And people need to see there's a fresh perspective. There's something new. It's not something we've seen before. We're going to go down that route, and it's going to be exactly the same. It's how you position yourself in rarefied air. I think that's the key.
And you two are doing great. I think we need to take advice from you, to be honest, because
right, man.
Whatever you guys are doing, I think people are going to watch this. They'll learn a lot from you guys. So where can people find you? Where's the best place? It's going to be on LinkedIn under.
So LinkedIn, it's
just our names, James Makanjola, James and John Makanjola. Then on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, it's the Maka Twins.
Yeah,
that's it.
Maka Twins. And you're focused on office cleaning now.
Yeah,
that's the focus at the moment.
Yeah, that's the focus at the moment.
Perfect.
Brilliant.
Well, great to have you on, guys. It's a great story. You're inspiring the next generation of people. I love what you're doing, and I wish you both all the best for the future. I'm sure you're going to go from strength to strength, and
no doubt whatsoever,
take over the world.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay then, guys. You have a good day. You take care.
Yeah, thank you. You too.
See you.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, guys.
Bye-bye.
Absolute pleasure. Cheers.